I truly believe if he was able to play, if he got drafted, that dude probably would have averaged like 50 points a game. He would have won MVP and his team would have won the championship. Like there's very little doubt in my mind that all of that would have happened in one season if he played. We back at it, episode 9, I believe. Man, we've been busy. We've been really, really busy. Keeping up with this is difficult, but it's something that we really want to do. So that's what we're doing. Yowan said he had a story.
100%.
He said he had a story for us, so we're gonna let him start it off with the story.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I have a story, crazy story that happened to me, man. I didn't say to you anything because I was waiting for the podcast to say that. And so now here we go. Here we are. So I'm gonna try to keep it short because it's kind of crazy, but I'm gonna give as much detail that I can. So basically, like, as you know, we wake up like earlier. I wake up early, like around like 4 to 5, just to making sure, I go run or I go lift, I go things like this so I can start my day off, pretty well. So I woke up, I was trying to get ready, and then I always go and warm the car. And while the car is getting warm, I just, handle a couple of things like around the house, whatever. Then so we had some clothes, some clothes that we washed and was in my wife's car. So early in the morning, my wife was actually awake for some reason, and she was like, "Hey, yo, can you go get the clothes?" And I'm like, "Man, I'm just trying to. I was ready to just go out. Why you tell me to go get the? You know what I'm saying? You know the feeling, right?" Then I said, "I bet let me just do it and go get it." So while I'm going outside, I looking at because there's the road between us and the neighbor. So I'm looking in the road, and there's somebody on like on the driveway and things like this. There's somebody. Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, you're not ready. Listen. So there's somebody on the driveway. I'm looking at it and I'm like, wait, that's the neighbor? Wake up at this time also to go run? Okay, okay. So I was like, okay, it looks good. Boom. Going back into my car, making sure everything is starting pretty well. Then I go back into her car, and her car was kind of parked behind my car. I go there, open the car, take the whatever, I forgot the name. Yeah, the clothes. and now I'm grabbing the clothes. I'm grabbing the clothes. I would call it clothes rack. How can I even call it?
I
Do you
mean,
get what
like
I'm saying?
like
The
the
bucket,
tote
the big
or
buckets,
whatever. Yeah,
yeah, the totes,
yeah.
whatever. Yeah. Then I got a totes full of clothes, like
Hamper.
probably like, yeah, the hamper. Yeah. Then I'm looking at a guy like walking towards the road and coming like towards me.
Oh no.
I'm pretty aware, just what I'm just watching. Like
I'm
I'm
walking
watching.
backwards. I'm walking backwards watching him, bro.
and
What?
No, but listen, I'm looking at him. I say, yo, it was kind of cold. It was early, kind of cold, and I'm like, bro, why this guy have a tank top that early with a short and and a hat putting backwards and stuff like this and walking towards me and say he it was like a safe distance, and he said, hey man, do you have a cigarette?
What?
He said,
It's
hey
a
man, do you have
homeless
a
dude.
cigarette? Bro, listen. You know how homeless when you encounter homeless, they have a way to talk like, hey, bro, you get what I'm saying? That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the cleanest. That was the cleanest English I ever heard a homeless talking about. That it was so clean, like so clean. I said, wait a minute, is this guy like? I said, it was so clean. You know what I'm saying? Do you have a cigarette? And he did that. Like, do you have a cigarette? Like the sound of the cigarette. And I say, no, I don't. I kept it short. I said, no, I don't. I'm sorry. Then he said, oh, okay, walking, keep walking towards me too, saying like, okay. And then when he walks towards me, kind of working towards me after I say I don't have the cigarette, I look at the tank, I look at how he is, and I say, yo, why he's so dirty? Because he had a white tank top on and things like this. DJ, do you know what I saw on him? On his tank top and everything?
Don't say it was
Blood.
blood, bro. Oh my gosh. What?
Yes. On everything.
Oh, what?
On everything. Blood.
Oh my gosh, bro. Continue. What? Is there more?
Yes.
Oh
So
my.
he DJ, why those things always keep happening to me though? That's why I've been asking, like, always those things. Like, hey, listen. Then I saw the blood, cause at first I said, why is he so dirty? I don't even know why. I think that's God that opened my eyes at the moment to actually really look at, because I really don't care about that. Because if you think that's a homeless, obviously he would be dirty. But then I really focus on it and I just look at it. The tank top was white, so it was full red. Then I realized that when he did the smoking sign, there was some red on his hands too. Now, DJ, look. So when I realized that, my brain immediately started be like, "Oh shoot,
Nah, bro. I'm not.
yeah,
Nah.
bro." I said, "Oh shoot." Then my reaction, you know when you do, eye contact with somebody, and then your face cannot hide that you realize something, and then his face also realized that I realized.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I
His
got
face
you.
also,
I
and then
got
there
you.
was nobody. We one-on-one on an island on the wing, and
ISO.
all the rest of the player
Not
gave us
ISO with the
ISO
bro.
situation.
What? Why are you comparing this to
Bro, there was a
basketball?
I'm telling you, it's an ISO
Oh my
situation. I would
gosh.
say the ISO was so bad that you would think that all the players and the defender aligned themselves on the baseline just to give us the whole
Oh
court.
my. This
So
is
I'm like,
insane.
there's no way. So when he realized that I realized, he started working towards me and say, hey man. Man, when I immediately when he started saying that, that was my mistake. I turned my back, like I turned and give him and start walking towards the house. Immediately, I did not want to have no like
Fam.
conversation, nothing. I just start walking and then like a little bit faster. So let's say my wife's car is like this. You have this way that you're taking, and then I took the other way, and now he kind of started following me on the other way, bro. He started talking about. I ain't gonna lie to you, DJ. I was in that mode. I didn't hear anything. All I was thinking about is, and I have this little bag. I have this little bag on me that I always had when I put my wallet, my keys, my stuff in there. And I say, yo, should I? And I had no weapon on me. You get what I'm saying? I was so vulnerable at that moment. I never felt so vulnerable in my life, bro. Because you don't know what he have. I started thinking,
Oh my gosh.
does he have a gun? I was like,
Nah.
does he have
If
a
he got
gun?
blood on him like that,
Does
there's
he?
no way he then. What?
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? So I say, does he have a gun? But at that moment, you start thinking. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At that moment, I start thinking, does he have a gun? Does he have something? And I give him my back and pause, but but I start walking towards the house. And then I was like, yo. And he started talking. I couldn't hear anything. All I was like is just thinking. Then I know he saw me coming out the house because when I came out the house, I saw him all the way. So I kind of saw him already. He kind of saw me.
Mm.
So I'm like, am I gonna run? Should I run? And
No,
then I
bro.
was like,
No.
but I can't because
No.
the wife and the baby is literally in the house the
Yes.
other
You
way.
got
But
everybody in the crib,
I'm
bro.
in there exactly. But I'm in that mode, DJ. When you're in those type of situation, you in that mode when like everything is like the whole world just stop and you just thinking
Mm-hmm.
fast. Man, I was like, there's no way, bro. So he start following me on the other side of the car, and I start walking. I was like, I ain't gonna lie to you. If we pass the car and he's still there, he gonna have a lot of clothes on him. I say, it's funny now, but when I was there, I ain't
No,
gonna lie, it
straight
wasn't
up.
funny at all.
Throw the clothes on him and start beating his.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my gosh, bro.
And he
What?
wasn't look, he wasn't really a weak guy. He looked like a strong guy. He wasn't looking like a weak guy. He
Yeah, I
was
mean, he
looking
just
buff and
murdered
stuff like this.
somebody.
I'm not
Like
gonna lie to
what?
you. Maybe, I don't know. Then, but that's what I would think immediately.
This is stressing
Everybody
me out
would think that.
just listening to this.
Bro, imagine me in that situation. Bro, you can't even hear. I couldn't even hear my heart beating. I was just, when you cook. I was in that mood when I'm saying it's either me or him.
Yo, that's
During
insane,
that
bro.
mood, it's like I ain't gonna lie. I'm in that mood. It's like it's either me or him. All right, boom. I'm walking, and I was like, all right, if he passed the car, and he started saying something, but I don't know if because I was scared or whatever, I couldn't hear anything else. All I heard was, hey man. After that, I just back up, turn around, walking towards the house with the clothes and stuff like this, and he act like he's following me the other way. And then thank God, when I got to the other way, he stopped, and I got the way now to go. Like, I start walking faster to go inside the house. Boom! As soon as I got there, I say, bro, I don't know if it's gonna go. And I have some weights and stuff that I do in front of the house. I say, if you get there, might get dirty. If you get there, then I have the weights, I have the things like this, because I had really nothing on me. All I had was the clothes and stuff like this.
Yeah.
The hamper of the clothes
and
and everything.
Your little bag.
Then the bag and stuff. Then I can't even fake. I couldn't even fake that I have a gun in there because I was grabbing the clothes and stuff like this. Did you get what I'm saying? I can't even fake. And I'll talk about it. I said, should I? Exactly. Should I? You know what I'm saying? Should I just
no
throw the clothes and fake like I had a gun on me and things like this? But it was so quick, so I just started working fast. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Then, then he didn't follow me. Luckily he didn't follow me. Then I got the lane. I got the wide open lane, but I ain't gonna lie, to get inside the house.
Oh gosh, bro. What?
Then I start running. Then I start running immediately to get into the house. I ain't gonna lie. Then I start running immediately to get into the house.
Bro,
why you laughing there hard?
Because I could just see you just running
You know what I'm saying?
into the house with your clothes in your hand. Bro, that's terrifying.
Crazy.
That is insane, bro.
It's terrifying, bro. It's insane. Oh. I ran into the house, and once I got into the house on some crazy mode. I'm talking about throwing the clothes on the ground, running because the kitchen is right by the door, grabbing a knife because I'm thinking it's following me. I think it kept following me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Running back, grab a knife. I grab a knife, lock the door. My wife woke up, and then the baby woke up. What's going on? She was like, what's going on? I'm like, don't say anything. Grabbing the knife, and then now immediately looking around and see if it's not, on the back door or whatever. Lock everything. I made sure I locked everything. Then now I call 911. I had a time and I called 911. And I explained the situation to 911, and I say, hey, 911, this I just encountered like a, how do you call it?
I don't know.
A guy outside.
Some man with blood on him. Dang.
Yes,
bro.
A man with blood on him. They asked me the description. They say, okay, how he was, whatever. How were he wearing and things like this. And then the funny part is, at one point they asked me like a question like, was he white? Things like this. Like they gave me a description. Then I said, oh yeah, it kind of matched there a little bit. Then they say, okay, look around, make sure you're safe, and then if you see them around again, call us back. I said, bet.
Did they send the police out or no?
Oh, well, not that I know of. But
bruh,
listen,
that's crazy.
But it's crazy. But now it was like 5 minutes after the call. I said, I gotta go look around because I can't just be inside and just wait. My car was outside and the car was on. I didn't know if it was looking for a car, because if someone did commit a murder or something, they're looking for anything to go away. Maybe that's what maybe that's what it was looking for at that moment, or maybe I don't know.
He would have snatched your car, bro.
When he came, nah, he would have killed me because he wouldn't snatch it like this, just that easy. But it was God that protected me also, because bro, it was just so crazy. Because at the moment when he came and asked me about the cigarette, you know who I am, bro. I won't immediately like thought about some negative. You know, I would just see, okay, maybe some less in the morning, things like this. But it was just crazy. It was just crazy. And then
I'd
went
never
back
go out my
outside, looking
house at 4
around.
a.m. ever again.
And then I went outside, like I said, looking around and making sure he wasn't there, and look at the car. The car was open too. You know, I didn't lock the car. I mean, I didn't think about locking the car at the moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro,
Mm-mm.
that was what happened to me during the week, bro. It's a
Nah,
crazy
bro.
story, man.
It just
It
so,
was
oh
crazy, bro.
my, what day was that? Because if you waited to tell me that, what day did that
It
happen?
was,
We recorded Monday.
I believe, yeah, it was. I think it was probably Tuesday. Yeah,
So you basically
Tuesday.
waited a week to say something.
Yeah,
That's
I had to,
insane.
cause I had to. I told a couple people around me, a couple, around the circle. And I didn't tell anybody also, like, I didn't tell a lot of people also. I was like, nah, if I have to wait to know during the podcast and tell you, because it's crazy. Because I know that the reaction wouldn't be the same. You know what I'm saying? If you knew already.
I was not expecting that. I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting like, guess who I saw this week, or like, I don't know, something else. That's
It's
crazy.
crazy. It is
Wow.
crazy. Only me. I think I gotta write a book one day, bro.
You do. No, you should have done. You should do that anyway.
I
Some of the
gotta write a
stories you
book,
told
bro. My
me, some of the
story.
stories you
I ain't gonna
told me are
lie.
crazy.
Yes, I
You
gotta
have to
write a
write a
book,
book.
bro. Nah, for sure,
You
hundred
have to
percent.
write a book.
Yeah, that's my life, man. It's crazy, bro.
I don't even know where to go from there.
And you never in it. You never will be prepared for those type of. I mean, you
Nah,
can be prepared, but you would never really actually be prepared until you actually in that
until
situation.
you're there, bro. Until you're
It's
there.
like,
Great way to open. If that's not a good hook, then I don't know what it is. So
yeah,
that was a great little story. We needed to hear that because holy, I don't even know. Like I said, I'm gonna think about that all week. What I would do. I don't know, man. But anyway, lots of I got not a lot, but some few cool things, cool interesting things happened this week in the basketball world. There's a few things that I want to talk about. I'll list off a couple things that happened, and then I'll talk about. We can kind of dive deeper into what I want to talk about. So today, I believe the Klay Thompson trade to Miami was finalized. My
okay.
thoughts. I'll be brief. I don't think it's a huge deal. Just being 100% honest.
You
That's
think
just
so?
my opinion. I don't think it's going to be that. I don't think that like gives them something they didn't have, and I don't think that takes away anything that they had as well, if that makes sense. I think it benefits them more than it hurts them, but it's not like, "Oh my gosh, this changes everything." You know what I mean? It's not one of them.
Yeah.
Another thing that happened kind of under the radar, but Peyton Watson and Max Strauss in a three-way trade sent Peyton Watson to Cleveland, Max Strauss to I don't think he went to Denver. I think he went to another team. Can't remember which team. And then Denver gets I think a couple picks, I believe. Or maybe the other way around. Anyway, I think that's crazy. I think Denver was out of their mind for not offering Peyton Watson more money. Um, People are going to see that here soon. I think the Cavs losing Max Strauss, not a big deal. What I really want to talk about right now, very, very controversial. This just happened last night. Is Enes Freedom or Enes Kanter. That's how I know him. But I believe his name is Enes Freedom now.
Yeah.
Did you see what happened to him?
I see what happened to him. I heard a little. I watched a little bit online what happened, but I don't know all the details for real. I know
Yeah.
it was like a player talking back to him, and he just got ejected or things like this in the nature
Yeah.
because he was wearing a t-shirt saying some things that apparently some players over there didn't like, because I don't know what he was doing wrong
I
sitting
don't
over
know.
there, but
Yeah. So I don't know if you've been following that backstory, but basically he declared for the 2027 WNBA draft and said him and his team examined the rules of the WNBA, and found that he was eligible to enter the WNBA draft, right? So he enters the draft, and I guess there's just been this whole thing going on. He even came out and said, he's like, this isn't me trying to be obnoxious or disrespectful to how people identify, but the rules say that if I say I'm a woman, I can enter the draft. And he was just clearly trying to prove a point. Like, he says he's not, but I think there's clearly some agenda there. But at the same time, he is just simply following the rules. I think the whole situation is just hilarious because of how contradictory things are. Like, you know what I mean by that?
Yes.
The point he's proving is valid. Let's just say that.
Yes.
But my biggest question is, what makes what he did wrong? I know the answer. And he knows the answer because he's doing it on purpose. It's pure rage bait.
Yeah.
But why is it wrong now when you've had other men, and yes, they're men, transgender, whatever, they're men, competing in women's sports. Like, for instance, the guy who was boxing, and he completely destroyed that woman in the boxing match. I don't know if you saw that. But what makes
I saw the story.
What makes that okay? And Enes Kanter saying he wants to play in the WNBA after playing in the NBA wrong. That's my biggest question. It's because, like, they made this huge deal about it. Everybody got mad about it, but I'm like, what is he exactly doing wrong? Is it because his intent is maybe not what they're looking for? Like, he's not doing it because he truly feels that way. He's doing it to prove a point. Is that what's making people upset? Or is it making people upset because, like, we finally acknowledged and realized that, like, men and women's sports should be separate? Does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
No, 100%. It does make sense to me. Like I said, the whole situation is hilarious. For me, it's even crazier to see how the years have even went past for us to even be now in those type of conversation. It is. I'm not gonna lie to you. It looks crazy to me if you want to ask me. But like you said, I wouldn't voice my opinion about it. But I won't say something. It's like they always tell us follow the rules. Everybody, everywhere you go, it's about following the rules. And once you speak up, then you the black sheep that's trying to do whatever. But the rules is there. So if someone's following the rules, is he in wrong? I don't know. That's another question I want to ask about, like, everybody's like, is he following the rules? Is he wrong? And of course, and why people get mad, of course, because he's doing it to prove a point, and we all know what point he's trying to prove. So it's like now it's actually putting them on a thin line when it's either you're going left or either you're going right. You won't go in the middle.
It's
You
like
get what I'm saying?
double down on your rule or go back on it.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
they've kind of made their decision because he's now, I don't know if you saw, but today they've said he's not eligible. And
For real?
yeah,
There's no way. He's not eligible no more?
Yeah, they said that.
No, are you kidding me? They said that today?
Yeah, I believe so.
He's not eligible no more?
Yeah, they said something about that. Yeah. And he didn't, because he got kicked out of the arena last night. And his shirt said, what did it say? It said, like, woman, and then it had the definition of a woman on it. So yeah, it was like a female adult or something, it said. And so I don't know, but yeah, one of the players got mad at him and he was standing on the basket talking, and I'm just like to make it less serious, on a funny note, I truly believe if he was able to play, if he got drafted, that dude probably would have averaged like 50 points a game. He would have won MVP, and his team would have won the championship. Like, there's very little doubt in my mind that all of that would have happened in one season if he played, unless he just wasn't being played at all, unless he was just on the bench and the coach was like, I'm not going to play. You know what I mean?
Will be another discrimination.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
That would be another discrimination then.
That's the only thing
If
I could see
if we really want to talk about it. That would be another discrimination if they put him on the bench the whole game.
That would be like the only thing I could see stopping him from being like the most, obviously, not saying this in an impressive way, but the most dominant player in the WNBA ever. Because the gap is just it's just a big gap to fill to be able to I guess handle that level of physicality and intensity. Just that's really just the difference, to be honest with you.
100%. 100%.
But yeah. All right, so we had a question this week. The question came from my father once again. Shout out, Pops.
No, shout out OG. Shout out.
We love you. Now, his question was, and I'm gonna read it because I did not memorize it, so I'll read it. He says, "I need you to talk about this on your podcast. What if OKC traded the 2 picks back to Denver that Denver owes them, plus, it says plus check, or I'll just say plus 2 of their picks for Jokic next season. So what if
For
basically
Jokic?
so Denver owes OKC a couple picks. What if OKC says no, you don't owe us those anymore? We'll give you 2 more picks for Jokic next season. Because Jokic didn't sign an extension with the Nuggets. This is also what he says. If you think about it, Jokic did not send his extension with the Nuggets, so this could be potentially his last season in Denver. What are your thoughts on that? To make a long story short, what if OKC and Denver make a trade involving Nikola Jokic going to OKC next offseason?
Man.
First of all, let me just ask this, because I don't think I think the likeliness of that occurring is extremely low. Just saying.
Okay. Yeah.
Reasoning: the Nuggets are going to do anything in their power to keep him on their team.
100%.
You have to.
Yes.
With that being said, what are your thoughts?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Like you said earlier, like you just said, yes, they will do everything they can to keep them. Because when you lose a player like this, it's literally equal. Actually, it's not even equal. You can't even equal this to. I was about to equal this to the Luka trade, but no, this is like it's way worse than the Luka trade.
Way worse. This man brought you a ring, and what?
Yes.
3 MVPs, 4 MVPs.
Exactly. It's
different.
Way worse than the Luka trade and way different.
Yes.
But on the other side for OKC, oh my. Like, Jokic is a player, he can fit everywhere just because he can freaking pass the ball.
Because he's unselfish.
Like,
he knows how to play.
He can freaking pass the ball. He got the right European style to play that can fit in any team. He's Jokic, man. I gonna go around his resume. We know him. But how is gonna fit in OKC?
Oh, man.
I think it can fit, bro. He's gonna stretch the floor a lot. And then now when I say he's gonna stretch the floor a lot, it's like you got dominance that's happening on the paint, on the 2-point line. There's more team chemistry gonna be involved. And then if it's stretching the floor a little bit, then you have way more room for Shea to operate and other players to, get their things off. And then if there's a night when Shea is not on, then Jokic is on. So it's, man, I ain't gonna lie, I see them winning a lot of games, bro. Especially if they trade him if they trade Chet. If Chet go, yeah, bro, I ain't gonna lie.
If I'm a Nuggets fan and that happens, I will be sick.
Oh, 100%.
Can you imagine Jokic for Chet? That might be that would definitely be worse than Jaylen Brown for PG.
Yeah.
Like that would be the definition of trading for a bag of chips right there. That would be horrible.
Nah, for sure.
That would destroy Denver as a franchise and their fan base.
Yeah. I do agree. I agree with that. I
I
mean, I would
think
be so 100% pissed, bro.
I think the only first of all, like I said, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think that there's a scenario or a world where that does happen.
Yeah.
But let's just say it does. Let's pretend that it happens, and let's say Chet, a couple more picks, and there has to be another player involved. It'll be a bench guy, a really good role player. Maybe one of their draft picks from this year, one of their first round picks that they drafted from this past draft. Maybe, I don't know. I think obviously, like you said, Jokic would stretch the floor. I think Chet stretches the floor, but Chet's problem is his inconsistency. It's one game. Chet is one of the best players in the NBA. Okay, that's a stretch, but you get what I'm saying. And then there's one game where
I get what you're saying.
he's non-existent. Jokic is very consistent. Jokic is going to give you 20, 10, and 10 almost every night.
That's crazy.
And I think pairing him, because you think of him and Jamal Murray right now, in my opinion, I think the Nuggets need to look at getting rid of Jamal Murray if they want to keep Jokic. Because Jamal Murray is like, yes, he's a good player. And I like Jamal Murray, but I can't stand watching him play anymore because all he does is shoot the ball. He shoots the ball 30 times a game. I'm just like, dude, like you're shooting your team out of these games every night and you don't even realize it. And the best player in the world is on your team. Like, let him create something for you. I'm not saying don't shoot the ball 30 times, but don't force it. Let him find you, you know? So I think that's if Denver gets rid of anybody, that's who it needs to be. So I'm thinking of that dynamic between Jokic and Murray, and I'm thinking of Shea and Jokic, and I just see that being unreal. I don't see very many teams being able to stop that duo because I think, and as much as I really don't like SGA, I see him being able to play with another superstar like Jokic. I can see him making the sacrifice in order to, because there's going to be a two-way sacrifice. Jokic is going to make a sacrifice. Shea would have to make a sacrifice. And I can see Shea doing that.
Yeah.
Just honest.
Yeah.
As much as I don't really like to watch him play, I do think he is a player I would count on if I had to make a sacrifice to build a team with, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if it happened,
it does make sense.
I don't think it'd be crazy to say that the Thunder could be playing for a championship again, maybe even win one. But also that depends on how well the Spurs maintain their core group of guys and how much better Wemby gets over the next couple seasons. Because I think that's what's going to dictate the success for a lot of other superstars is how much better the Spurs get. Because if they make the same jump they made from last year to this year again, they might win like 4 in a row. So I think the Spurs have a big say in a lot of the league's success in the next few years, especially a team that's in the Western Conference. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, that is true. No, I do agree with that though. So, but I have a question for you because you was talking about Jamal Murray connection with Jokic for some reason is not matching. And then I know you talked about Shea and Jokic, but if you had to pick another players that you're gonna put at Jamal Murray position, what will it be in the Nuggets now? And you feel like it's gonna fit more Jokic game?
That's a good question. I think the guard obviously needs to be a guard, but I think they need to be a starter for sure. Like they need to be able to replace his position, a starting point guard in the NBA. But I also think it needs to be a player who knows their role on a team and who is not going to go out and jack up 30 shots a game, forcing 30 shots a game. Like there's a difference between you're what the offense runs around and we're going to find you for you to shoot shots like an SGA or like a Luka. Like those guys are getting force fed to shoot. Jamal Murray just kind of takes things into his own hands and does whatever he wants. So, I mean, if I had to say a guard that I feel like could replace him super well, I would think of like a. I mean, that's a good question. And this might sound crazy, but I think like Dame. I think Dame would work really well. Like, yes, Dame shoots a lot of shots, but I think he would work well with Jokic because I don't think Dame forces shots. I think he can create shots, but I don't
Yeah,
think he forces shots. um, kind of, yeah, more like a Damian Lillard kind of player, somebody who's played with another superstar, so that they know what that feels like. Um, dare I say? I mean, obviously Steph Curry would play good with Jokic. That's too easy. I would even say like a Fred VanVleet, kind of underrated, but can still produce in the NBA. You know what I mean? Kind
that's
of
true,
like a, a
100%. But
quiet a quiet producer. I just don't think that Jamal Murray is playing the role that the Nuggets need him to play. If that makes sense.
okay, I see that. Me personally, as a player, I like when you said Dame because Dame was one of my favorite player. But what do you think about Kyrie and Jokic?
I think it could work.
Because I feel like Kyrie is pretty efficient. Even if he's getting his things off, but he's a willing passer too. But he's really efficient. Like he really don't miss.
Yeah,
So if you have a guy like this that really don't miss with
I
Jokic too,
think it's
I
hard to
think it
say
can
though
work.
because Kyrie hasn't played in a while. Number one,
True.
number two, and this is why like Kyrie of the old Kyrie, I would say no because he's still one of those guys who wants to be the guy on a team. He wants to be the number one option. That's why he left
Yeah.
Cleveland.
You talk about
Um,
2016
yeah,
2016 Kai.
but he clearly like he learned from that, and he's even said he learned from that, and that he made a mistake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
which is good. Good on him. So I think now his mentality is in the right place to take on a role like
That's
that.
good.
But I don't know if
Yeah.
his we don't know if his capability is still there. So I mean, we'll find out
That's
this
all.
next season. But
100%. That's what I was about to say. He probably said that he learned from that because now he's getting older, a little bit older, and with all the injuries, with all the injuries and things that he's not moving like he used to move. So it's like, I need somebody now. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And
That's
another
what I'm
thing
thinking.
too
But
is
yeah,
I think that the point guard needs to be like, I'm not saying because I love how Jamal Murray's aggressive. And I think that they need that from their point guard because Jokic is the floor general. Jokic is the point guard, if you will, of that team. He's the one telling who where to go. He's telling everybody, he's pointing the finger on the court. He's directing traffic. So I don't think they need another point guard who's going to direct traffic. That's not what I think they need. I think they need somebody
yeah,
who can still score the ball, who can still defend, but that's not going to take away from Jokic and his ability to be the floor general. Because like when I watch Jamal Murray and Jokic, it's like Jokic is clearly the better decision maker. Quite
yeah,
frankly, he's the better scorer. He's
yeah,
the better basketball player overall. And
100%.
yet and
And
still
yes, undeniable.
Jamal Murray is making most of the decisions and they're all usually not so great shots.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? That's just my only thing with how that's going. But that's my
Yeah,
personal opinion on that. So,
that's true.
yeah.
That's what makes the league really so like. I feel like this upcoming season is really gonna be interesting to see all the new combination, all the things that happen. Be like I said in the past episode too. This is so much storyline going on around the league now. So much new teams, new trades, new combination, and things is about to happen. So it's like we're excited to see what's gonna work, what's not gonna work, what team gonna come punch people on their face, and we're gonna see some underrated team too that might come and be like, oh shoot, they're coming to play this year, you know?
Mhm.
And yeah, it's exciting to see. Exciting
Yeah,
for
for sure. Well, that's what we got for y'all today. It's going to be a little bit shorter of an episode, run a little bit of a time crunch, but as usual, We appreciate y'all for listening. We appreciate y'all, especially those who made it this far. I know my dad's one of them, so special shout out to my dad. I know he'd be listening to the whole episode.
Man, shout out.
Special shout out to Kai and KJ. I know y'all be listening to the full episode. Yowan, you know anybody specifically that be listening to the full episode?
Shout out.
Shout them out right now.
I'll say shout out to the wifey. Shout out to the wifey. Shout out to my people. It's a lot of them. A couple of them watching. I ain't gonna lie. I don't really keep. Shout out Justin Hicks.
Oh yeah.
Justin watching it too. So yeah. Other than that, man, I feel like it's 100% great.
Bet, man. Hey, well, we love y'all. Again, thank you so much for supporting us. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, share the podcast. Everything that we can do to get the show out there would be much appreciated. With that being said, we love y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace out.
Give me the ball. Yeah, I love you, bro. You